Welcome to Talmudic Treasures. Today we're learning Yevamot page 65, which teaches us a very famous expression that although Torah represents absolute truth, there are times in which a person is able to deviate or change the truth a little bit in order to be able to promote peace among mankind. And the Talmud gives a few examples. I'd like to share with you the most famous one, in which we know, as we spoke about yesterday, that Abraham and Sarah were not able to have children. And as it's brought down in the beginning of Parshas Chayesara, they brought in 3 guests, and those guests said that you, Abraham, will be able to eventually have a child soon, and you'll have a child from Sarah. Now, even though the Torah says that Abraham was already 99 years old and Sarah was 89 years old, stressing the word old, nonetheless they were still going to have a kid. Now this was said to Abraham, and Sarah overheard this. And when she heard this, she laughed, and some explain it was through joy or possibly an element of denial or shock. And she said, this is not something which is possible. After all, my husband is old. Now, afterwards, Hashem spoke through the means of these guests and angels to Abraham and said, why did your wife laugh? Why did she say that this is not possible and that she thinks that she is too old? Now, this is unbelievable. God himself changed the language. It was not what was said. Sarah herself felt that her husband was too old. In fact, he was kind of old, 99. She did not say, I am old. But when later on, we find that when God spoke to Abraham, God said that she felt she was too old. Now, why would God do this? It's because it promotes peace. In order to promote peace, God changed the language. God could have said the absolute truth and said, oh, you know what? Your wife thinks you're too old. And would that have been something that Avram would have enjoyed hearing? No, it would have been painful. It may be painfully true, but Avraham also had tremendous faith and did not believe that anything was beyond the realm of possibility when God's hand is involved. And therefore, God changed the language in order to make sure that Abraham and Sarah still were able to live peaceful and harmonious lives. What an important message for ourselves. How important is what we say? Certainly, to be careful not to deliberately say something that can be hurtful, but sometimes being extra careful to make sure that what we say will only promote peace.